Hello, hello. Welcome to Arkadium's Daily Crossword Live. I am psyched to be back solving a new crossword with my friends. I see people already gathering in TikTok. D, I think, has gotten the first comment of the day, multiple streams in a row now. Good morning to you, D. We got Felix saying hey, Scav, Tina, the treble maker herself, is saying good morning, and we got Tess and Amy back. So everyone is gathered to solve this crossword today. I'm feeling it. I think we're in for a good one. And we got Miniest Mini on YouTube saying, hey, and Barbara McDowell on Facebook. Okay, all the regulars. Love it. And Amy Gal already digging into the crossword. Just before we do that, I want to check out the title. We're still solving a Stan Newman's hard crossword today. These do have titles, and the titles are often a good hint to the theme. So let's start there. It's called Not Too Extreme. Not sure what that means yet. Maybe that means the puzzle won't be too extremely difficult like our Saturday Stumpers, but we'll find out. Not too extreme, we'll keep it in mind. And one across. So we got Shania here guessing, Kate saying hi, and D says, I'm nothing if not consistent. Well, I love that. Dad Not Dude, hello to you as well. Okay, Shania and Tess and Amy are all guessing bias for one across, partial quality. And yeah, who is it? Tess says, is it bias again? Yeah, didn't we just have bias at one across very recently? It was a different clue, but yeah, partial quality. Partial, we're talking like an impartial judge is unbiased, that kind of partial. So Shania's a sleepy wifey here says hi. Yeah, Shania recently is a newlywed, and we're very happy for you. Culmination. Can we make culmination make sense at 13 across? 4 letters. What do we think? Yeah, I also kind of want to check the B right away. Barbara's happy with bias on Facebook because, yeah, it is a little surprising. We get it at one across almost two streams in a row. I can't remember exactly when the other bias was. Culmination. Interesting. Jessica guesses ends, which I think makes sense, the culmination in the end. I'm a little troubled by the plurality of ends and the singularity of culmination. You know, there tends to be agreement there. Also, the double S at 4 down looks a little sus. So I'm not thrilled with ends. Maybe we check 1 down if people aren't sure. Yeah, D pointing out the SS as well. So let's check the B on bias. Let's just go right for it. Speak brusquely. Okay. Speak brusquely. Ooh, not the smoothest start, is it? Because I'm not immediately sure. Not immediately sure. We got Elsie Shermo back in chat. Welcome to you. Ooh, Dad Not Dude says berate. I like that guess a lot. Speak too brusquely is to berate. Oh, Ethan says bellow. Dysentery Gary says babble. Oh, there are actually a lot of reasonable guesses here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Elsie Sherma says, you're doing amazing. Well, that makes me feel good. Honestly, we're not doing that great on this crossword so far. Yeah, we're struggling a bit. I do like berate best of the guesses I've seen. So let's check. Yeah, Tess says so many options. Jay Astier's back on YouTube and guesses bark at, which is an interesting one. Let's check 26. The short ones tend to be a little bit easier. Fight ending word. Yeah, I find short ones easier just because there are fewer 3-letter words than there are 6-letter words. So I can sort of search them more efficiently. AJ's back. Welcome, AJ. Jessica likes bark at. It could be boasts. All right. Let's try bark at, see if that leads anywhere. Speak too brusquely. Can't remember who suggested this first, but really good guess, if right. The thing I like about it is that TKO, people are guessing for fight-ending word. A little strange because I wouldn't think of TKO as a word. It stands for technical knockout, which is multiple words, but maybe that's just me being overly pedantic. Fight-ending word. We're talking boxing. USP likes it. Dad Not Dude and D and AJ, so let's stick with it for now. Mountaineers implement. Okay. Mountaineers implement. Wow, not an easy first corner. Really struggling here, actually. Jeff Marshall is here guessing tap. Ah, that's a very interesting guess. Because you tap out at the end of a fight. Oh, and Gil and someone else had the same guess. Gil and Jen's Cottage both guessed 10, which I think you mean the ref counts to 10 when someone is knocked out, and if you don't stand up in boxing. Oh no, now we have too many possibilities. How are we supposed to do this? People saying ice pick, but that doesn't fit. Ice axe. Jessica, Dad Not Dude, Felix say ice axe. That at least fits. Can we make this work? Ice axe works with 10. Okay, we might be piecing this together. It's weird because we have things that are vaguely working, but I'm not confident in any of them. I'm still not even confident in Barkat. What do we think? Jeff Marshall says it's an 8 count, not 10. Well, that would be troubling. AJ asking for the title. Yeah, the title of today's puzzle is Not Too Extreme. Honestly, I think this first corner is fairly extreme in difficulty, but we have not gotten a theme answer yet as far as I know, so... Shania says ice axe sounds so confusing. It is a thing, though. Mountaineers use an ice axe to chip into the ice if you're climbing a snowy mountain, an icy mountain. I'm not sure. Yeah, a lot of people in chat seem happy with ice axe. And Larry and Scav and Tina and Shania and AJ and Gary all pointing out that Acme is now working a 13 across. Okay, that's what the first kind of confirmation. I'm breathing a bit of a sigh of relief seeing this because culmination definitely works with Acme. So that lends credence to Barkat and Ice Axe. So maybe we're in better shape than I felt. USP says, does the X make sense on 23 across? That's a great question. Let's try it. Neurotransmitters. I think it does make sense. I actually think this works beautifully. Minius Mini says, this corner has flummoxed me. Yeah, that makes 2 of us. And I love your use of the word flummoxed. But we're looking for a different X word right now. And Parker Rogers has the same guess that I had. Yeah, and Jeff Marshall. Oh, Gary says the video quality just dipped. Is that true for everybody or just Gary? I hope that's not me. Axons. Axons are definitely little nerve cells in your brain, and they transmit neurally. So I'm happy with axons. And what was this? Formidable female. Okay, Gary says video just came back. Sorry about that. Hopefully that wasn't a serious glitch. Clark is here saying hi. Yeah, I like what Tina and Dad Not Dude and Simon Connell and South are saying. Amazon. Yeah. Amazons are like female warriors in, I guess, Greek mythology. So, sorry. So I think that's a good guess. Have we looked at 20 across yet? 3-time director of Brando. Okay. So we're looking for sort of an older director. D and Warthog are saying Kazoo, but I don't think Kazoo is a director. I'm assuming those guesses came before we saw the clue. Kazoo would be fun. Jilly, welcome back. How you doing? We got Wayne Cheese in chat. And Dreamer both saying Kazan or Kazan? Kazan, which I think is right. Elia Kazan was the director of On the Waterfront, as Dad Not Dude points out, and Streetcar Named Desire, I believe, which was also Marlon Brando. Very famous director. It's funny, usually you see Elia Kazan in crosswords via his first name, because Elia is E-L-I-A, so it's all very vowely and short. So you see Elia a lot in crosswords. You don't see Kazan that much because of the KZ, a lot less common. Taxi, typically. AJ's like, you haven't met the super talented Kazoo? Yeah, I've yet to see a Kazoo flick, but I'm definitely down. It sounds whimsical. Yeah, Barbara McDowell also got Kazan on Facebook. Nice work. And Minius Mini on YouTube has a great guess for 4 down. Taxi typically is a sedan. Yeah, if you hail a cab, it's typically a sedan. Yeah, Clark likes that. Jill likes that. Okay, I'm happy with it. And Floyd's Pong And Parker Rogers. All right. Sedan it is. Let's check 17 across. Likely our first theme entry of the day. Military training objective. Military training objective. Oh, Clark wanted Read My Lips, which would have been a great first themer, but I don't think it works with the clue, and I actually think we're a letter shy for that. I like where your head's at, though. Tina's like, I really wanted kazoo to be right. Yeah, if only. We got Jen's Cottage and Anvi in chat, and Larry Locke and Felix all guessing readiness. Military training objective. Yeah, I guess you want someone to be ready for battle. Military training objective, readiness. Wow. Huh. And Jeff asking for 18 down. Yeah, maybe a quick confirmation would be useful. Dedicate at a book signing. Okay. We got Babyface saying, hey, buddy, you were missed. When was I missed? You were missed. I've been here. I'm glad you're back. USP and Simon Connell and Jill and Jen's Cottage all in agreement. We got Lay back in chat. Good to see you. James Hendry as well. And Parker Rogers just followed us. Thanks, Parker. Inscribe. Oh, Clark is saying insignia, which is also a very interesting guess. But I think insignia is a noun and dedicate is a verb. So I like inscribe better just because inscribe is a verb as well. And Fawn followed us. Thanks so much. All right, I'm finally feeling good. I think we actually survived this first corner. Everything's locked into place. Makes a reasonable amount of sense. The I in readiness checked out. So I'm ready for new pastures here. 5 down, Daily Riser. Daily Riser. Nice. Babyface and Anvi and Simon Connell and Shi Wei. Oh, Lucinda giving me a beautiful emoji for this one. A sun, yeah. And Jen's Cottage just followed us. Thanks, Jen's Cottage. By the way, if you are watching and you don't follow us, do consider it. We stream every single day. So every day at noon Eastern, we're here solving a crossword puzzle. It's always a good time. And following is a great way to keep in touch. Yeah, sun is definitely a daily riser. Minius Mini also giving me a good emoji, as is Barbara. Excellent. Particular informally. Particular informally. It's a bit of a puzzling clue. Not exactly sure what's intended here. Oh, but Scav and AJ and D all think they know what's intended. Amy and Anvi agree. Barbara is guessing sure, but I'm not sure that that's informal. Is it? Yeah, Jeff Marshall and others are saying spec. I guess like a specification, a particular, or specific. Yeah, spec. Seems very plausible. Tess is singing Here Comes the Sun. Is that what's stuck in your head now? Yeah, Lay likes spec for 5 across, so let's stick with that. Let's check this 14 across, this U. Major thing in the sky. I see right through this clue. There's a little trickiness going on here. I see right through it. And I'm not alone. Larry and Jill. I think I'm getting some autocorrects, but I assume that a lot of people are getting this right. Tess and James. Yeah, Jessica says tricky. And Lay all saying Ursa. That's nice misdirection. Ursa Major is a bear constellation in the sky. I think it either is the Big Dipper or it's attached to the Big Dipper. And yeah, so major thing in the sky. Very nice. Very nice. Tess is like, you didn't hear this, Jack, but I made an agreeing, Okay, well, now I hear it. I can hear it in my head, in your voice, Tess, so thanks for letting me know. Oh, Gil says UFOs, which would have been really fun. UFOs would definitely be a major thing in the sky, but I think Ursa is more in the spirit of the clue. Literary tract. Interesting. Yeah, Jeff Marshall and Lucinda and Jilly and Clark all saying essay. I think that makes sense. Okay. Puppy Love is here, also saying essay. Polish early. Sometimes you got to be on alert with this word because it could be Polish. Polish and Polish look the same, especially with the capital letter hidden at the beginning. But I can't really make sense of Polish early, so I'm guessing it is Polish. I think that is the right way to read this. Yeah, Minnie's Minnie is guessing prepare, which I think makes sense. Prepare? Bit of a strange clue. Huh, Tina and Scav and Shania and Anvi are all saying pre-buff. Oh my. Buff as into polish? Jessica's like pre-buff, lol. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about that. Also, this UI looks bizarre, so I'm not convinced by pre-buff. Maybe we check this Y right away. Help us out a little. Pair. Okay. Sparse clue, but I think we might actually be able to do something with it. Yeah, Scav agrees the UI is bad. Joey followed us. Thanks, Joey. Jeff says eyes. It's an interesting guess. You do have a pair of eyes. I'm not sure how fair of a clue that is for eyes, though. There's just not enough. There's so many things that come in pairs. I think I'm more partial to what Felix and Dad Not Dude and AJ and Jen's Cottage are saying. We got Pro Oliver on YouTube saying hi, and the Minis Mini says TikTok has some crazy brains. It's very true. A lot of our viewers have crazy brains, crazy big brains, and they help get us through these. Really, Amy and Scav. A lot of people guessing dyad, which I like. Dyad literally means like a duo, a pair. So I think that this is a very plausible answer for 24 across. It does not work with pre-buff, which honestly I think counts in its favor. And yeah, Amy Gal and Larry Locke are suggesting pre-edit. Also a bit of a bizarre entry, but it works. I mean, to polish something, you polish your essay, say. You're editing it. So to do it early, you pre-edit. I think, yeah, Arkadium's like crazy amazing. That's right. Crazy amazing brains. Yeah, it goes with edit. F1 likes it. And D. All right, so we're in some agreement, I think. Do we check? Let's check 8 down first. Degas' American colleague. Okay. So I know Degas is a French artist. Now, I am not that well versed in art, so I'm not really seeing. Okay, Scav seems to know this person. Amy's like, I don't know. I like not being alone when I don't know things, but Efon and Scav and Dad Not Dude seem to know. So I'm gonna trust you guys. Yeah, Tina's also, I don't know. Cassatt? Dad Not Dude says impressionist, right? Simon says Cassatt is right. Scav says it's Mary Cassatt. She lived in France a lot. Okay. So I guess that's where she met Degas. All right, trust in you guys. Let's try 21 across. Probably our second themer of the day. Legal rights of way. Dreamer likes it. Yep, Mary Cassatt. Okay, I'm relieved. And Jessica giving me the artist emoji. Very nice. Jessica, did you change your profile picture? It's crossing my wires a bit. Okay, James Hendry is here, and Efon and Jillian Lucinda all saying easements. The new picture looks great. It's just I'm slower to associate your username with the Jessica that I've been talking to for weeks now. Jeff Marshall agrees, and Wayne Cheese. Just such a funny. And Dreamer all say easements. Amy says, I've only ever heard of easements as a U.S. thing. Yeah, I think of easement as like, isn't it when you have a right to use someone else's property or something? No, no, sorry. It's a good change. I'll get accustomed to the new one. Legal rights of way, easements. Interesting. So we have readiness and easements. I'm trying to make sense of these first two themers, if they are indeed our themers. We don't even know for sure. They're different in nature from most theme answers in crosswords. Usually you get multi-word phrases, things that are lively. These are both, they feel specific somehow. I'm not sure what. Yeah, Dad Not Dude says access to property for utilities. Efon says a legal term, like sharing a driveway, Larry says. Tina says, yes, my neighbor had an easement for access to his barn. Yeah, okay. That's the kind of thing we're talking. All right. It seems right. Let's check 9 down. McCann of moccasins. Oh boy. Tough crossword today. They don't call it Stan Newman's Daily Hard for nothing. Because this is feeling hard. Dennis is back on YouTube. Hey, Dennis. McCann of moccasins. Do people know this? Is it a, I'm guessing it's a brand or a designer? PC and Felix and Dad Not Dude and Rhea and Jilly are all giving me the same answer. So that gives me a lot of confidence. Dad Not Dude agrees. Tom McCann's shoes. Tom spelled like this. So yet again, I'm going to put my faith in chat and check 9 across. Oh, Dennis on YouTube also knew Tom. Great. Spring reversal. Interesting. Thinking of how you change your clocks in the spring, there's also literal coils, springs that sort of reverse. Jessica says, Tom, those were around when I was a kid. Ah, so they're... Okay. Yeah. James Hendry and Rhea are saying time. Barbara agrees with time. Yeah, I guess you turn back your clocks. It's a little weird because time doesn't reverse. Oh, but I like the other guesses as well. AJ and Tina and Jilly and Larry are all saying thaw. It's a very nice answer. The ice comes in and then it reverses by thawing. Red Carpet Kafka is saying, what day is this? So this is... Oh, it doesn't show the date. I think this is from this past Wednesday. It's in the Stan Newman's Daily Hard Crossword line at Arkadium.com. And so some crosswords get progressively harder throughout the week, but this one is hard every day. So I don't know if you're asking for difficulty purposes, but these are the same difficulty every day of the week. Arkadium also offers other crosswords that get harder throughout the week, like the LA Times, for example. Diamond Gem. Yeah, Clark likes thaw. It really could be time, as Jilly's pointing out. We don't fully know. Diamond Gem. Diamond Gem. Ah. Oh, you guys are clever. Ooh, this is a brutal clue. It's lovely. Homer. We're talking a baseball diamond. I guess a gem, like a home run would be a gem of your baseball game. Wow. I really hope that's right. That is quite a clue. Diamond gem. That might be the hardest clue in the puzzle so far. Tess is like, of course it's baseball. Very nice. It's time for 10 down to confirm some of these answers we have. Had faith. Okay. Had faith. I think we can work with this. I think this is actually working. Homer, diamond gem. That stuff is really great. We got Est1961 back in chat, and Red Carpet Kafka. Both guessing, and Puppy Love, all guessing hoped. Which I think works nicely with that clue. You had faith, you hoped. And point in favor of Thaw and Homer, so good. I'm feeling confident. Suggest orally. Okay. Okay. think this works as well. Yeah. Yeah, Red Carpet Kafka, and James Hendry, and Diana Neverett is here, and Jeff Marshall, all saying opine. Suggest orally. Yeah, to opine is to share your opinion. So you're suggesting something out loud. I think that actually fits the clue. Should we check 11 down? They're close to perfect. They're close to perfect. Interesting. Huh. I think I see this as well. Yeah. Not getting a ton of guesses in my chats. It is a tough clue. Yeah, but I think Scab and AJ are onto something, and Lucinda just giving Scab the nice. Yeah, Efon and Jessica. I think the hard part about this is parsing it. It looks like the AMI is all going to be part of the same word, but it's actually A minuses. A minuses. Yeah, it fits the clue because they're close to perfect. I guess an A or an A plus would be perfect. Yeah. Amy Gal is like, A minuses is great. Yeah. Tough to spot. Dead Not Dude likes it as well. Okay. Broke from a band. We already have went. This one is not as hard to parse as the previous one. So went blank, 4 letters, broke from a band. Ooh, Simon Connell saying went away, which I think could work, but went solo is what a lot of others are suggesting, and it's a little more specific. T. Pendleton is saying it, Simon is saying it, Tess, Warthog, Larry. Yeah, I think it's just a little more specific than went away. Simon's like, I changed my mind. Okay, good. Yeah, we're all happy with went solo. Scav says like Rob Thomas. Yeah, Rob Thomas went solo from Matchbox 20. Exactly. The cool guy, George, is back. Welcome back, George. Just in time. We haven't even figured out this theme yet. So, insight awaits. Household accumulation. Okay. We got most of this in place already. Tess is excited to see cool guy as well. And Tina's like, dust. Ugh. Yeah, unfortunately, dust is a fact of household life. AJ is excited to see George too. George always comes in with a bang, Oh, Jilly says Sting left the police. Yeah, that's another famous person who went solo. And we got Vedart and back on YouTube also saying dust, as is Dennis. All right, I love when we're all on the same page. Help us trio. Okay. Yeah, another interesting clue. Jeff and Larry Locke and D. Jessica's giving me some emojis. I can't decipher those. Huh. I think they're just too small for me to see, Jessica. I really want to know what we're doing. Warthog says Neil Diamond broke away as well. I love it. Everyone's listing their solo acts. Yeah, SOS. George says, I love this chat. Everyone is cool. You're all cool people. Couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't have said it better myself, George. Help us trio. SOS is like a trio of letters, I guess. That means help us. Barbara on Facebook likes it. User 255 says Ginger Spice. Did Ginger Spice go solo? I think I forgot about that one. Uses for a nap. Okay. Jen's Cottage liked the live. Thanks, Jen. We got 2 competing guesses here. Rests up and rests on. I think both are quite plausible. So we leave them blank and go to the crosses. Let's check 29 across first. Spoken predecessor of 26 across. 26 across was 10. Fight ending word. Oh, rests at red card. Yeah, I guess there are a lot of prepositions that could fill in this phrase of uses for a nap. Huh. This is a weird one. Spoken predecessor of 26 across. Yeah, Esta's guessing 2. TKO. Something bothering me about this. TKO? Should we check 22 down? It's a little strange. Braveheart King. Okay, who remembers Braveheart? Braveheart, they were fighting for independence, right? So who is the king they were trying to... Hmm. I'm not getting the usual unanimity in chat that I like to see when I fill something in. Seems like we're a little split on this. Tyler Erica just followed us. Thank you, Tyler. Okay, so we're thinking Edward. Yeah. King Edward seems right. And then Scav is saying it's either going to be the King Edward the First or King Edward the Fifth, some kind of Roman numeral. That is the way of crosswords. Does anyone know, like, oh, I know for sure it was Edward the First, or I know for sure it was Edward the Fifth? I suppose it could be the 10th as well. I'm not sure. Interestingly, though, Edward works with 2, which was one of the guesses we had for 29 across, spoken predecessor of 10. I guess when you're counting up to 10, 1, 2, 3, you do say 2 before 10. Very strange clue. Efan and Lucinda and Jess are all saying for sure it's Edward the First. So I'm going to trust you guys. Plop an I in there. And now that we've sorted that out, I sort of want to resume our left to right solve. 27 across feels like we're neglecting it. Sweet Fluffy Lover followed us. Thank you, Fluffy. Mid-2nd century date. Okay, another Roman numeral clue. Who knows the Roman numerals? Mid-2nd century, so we're talking a year in the 100s, which works with the C. C is 100 in Roman numerals. Let's see. Yeah, so Estes saying CCI, but that actually I think is not going to work, because that would be 201, which is not mid-2nd century. I think Scav and Simon's guesses of CLI makes a little more sense, because that would be 151. L is 50 in Roman numerals. Dead Nut Dude likes it. And Jeff Marshall. Tess says, I can't with the Roman numerals. Fair enough. A lot of people feel that way about Roman numerals. L is 50, so it's the most mid. I agree with that logic, Felix. So let's stick with it. Court instrument. Super vague clue. Wonderbird is here, also saying CLI. Super vague clue. But people seem to know it. Yes, Simon Connell and Mitchell and James Hendry all saying writ. Interesting. Yeah, I guess a writ is like a written document from a judge. So court instrument. It's, court and instrument both have so many meanings. Court could have been a basketball court. Instrument could have been, a guitar. So not an easy clue. Let's check the W. Should we know that person? Dead Not Dude says writ is an order. Yeah. Should we know that person? Blue Enchantress just followed us. Thank you. And liked the live. You're the best. I like what Warthog is saying on this one. Should we know that person? And Joanne and Diana are saying, and Dennis are saying, who? Yeah, Jilly's like, who dat? That's the vibe this clue gives off, isn't it? Like, should we know that person? Who is that? I think that's a very good guess. Oh, this looks like a revealer in the middle of the puzzle. With 38 across, what the start of the 4 longest across answers all are. Okay, wow. So this is 38 across, which just says C35 across. Okay, look at this. In the center of the grid, we have a revealing phrase, it's looking like. With 38 across, what the start of the 4 longest across answers all are. I don't know if we have enough. And what are the starts of the answers? Readiness and easements. Okay, so this is our theme unlocked as soon as we get it. Kobold's Novel just followed us. Thank you. Yeah, AJ saying read and ease. What are we seeing here? Oh, reason. Ah, Amy. Oh, excellent. That fits. Hold on. Within reason fits beautifully. And I see readiness starts with REA, the first three letters of reason. Is that the idea? And easements is EAS. Is that what we're talking here? AJ's like, oh my god, Amy, I'm feeling the same way. That was awesome. And Solivia followed us. I think Solivia was excited that Amy got this right. That looks really good. Jessica says, oh, so good with the mind blown emoji. Simon says it's nice. We got Lucy saying, hey, on YouTube. Jilly says, very nice. Yeah, wow, within reason. Also, that actually works with our title, let's not forget. The title today was not too extreme. So that also means, it's within reason. It's not too extreme. Nice spot, Amy. Well done. And we were debating between rests on, rests up, rests at. So let's try. Barbara McDowell also given the mind blow emoji. We all like this theme. Juicy hybrid. Scav has been suggesting Tangelo for a while. Tangelo is a hybrid fruit, and juicy indeed. Excellent. Cobalt says hi. Hello to you. We got Ashley Fife in chat saying Tangelo. And Cobalt shared the live a bunch of times. You're the best. Wow, a lot of times. Let's see. Purchase for a road trip. Joanna's guessing map, which is definitely something you might purchase for a road trip, but if Tangelo's right, it can't be map. Ashley Fife is saying gas, which I think makes sense. Yeah, Artist Soul on YouTube also guessing gas. Purchase for a road trip. I think that's got to be right. Barbara McDowell even gave me a cool gas tank emoji. Didn't even know that was a thing. Michael Goodman says it's got to be gas, but gag is funnier. Let's see, 41 across, solemn affirmations. Larry Locke says maps are on your phone now. So yeah, I guess you don't need to purchase maps anymore, but gas is not on your phone, so you still need to. Well, we got Kate Paul and Gary in chat, both saying one-on-one, close encounter. Yeah, one-on-one. I like that. I like that a lot. Dan2 says, I think I'm the only person who uses maps in the era of GPS. It's probably not true. You're probably not alone. But GPS is pretty sweet. I'm a big fan. Barbara on Facebook also got one-on-one, and Lucy on YouTube is saying I do's. Yes, solemn affirmations. I guess when you say I do at a wedding, you're affirming, and it's reasonably solemn. Also happy, but okay, where to? Let's go here. Dresses grandly. Dresses grandly. Yeah, Gil in chat also saying I do's. Looking good. All right, I'm eager to get to this next themer. Now that we understand the theme, Warthog and D and Dad Not Dude and James Hendry all saying, and Kate Paul in robes, dresses grandly. I guess if you're wearing like regalia, you might enrobe yourself, dress grandly. Jessica thinks it's good. Okay. Southern States Power Source. Gary says this is a touch easier than the Saturday Stumper was. I agree with that, Gary. In general, these Stan Newman's hards are hard, crosswords for sure, but they're not like brutally hard like the Saturday Stumper is. There is definitely a difficulty leap. Yeah, I think AJ and Dad Not Dude and F on have the right idea here. TVA, this has been showing up a bunch in our crosswords recently. The Tennessee Valley Authority. It's an energy supplier for the southern states at minimum. Simon says it's right. Okay, I trust Simon. Lucy says, what's the theme? I missed it. Okay, so the title of the puzzle is Not Too Extreme. And we've got this phrase in the middle, within reason. And it is saying that the start of the 4 longest answers are all within reason. I think that's literally the letters within the word reason start readiness, REA, as in REA reason, and easements, as in the EAS of easements. So I'm thinking the next themer might begin ASO, and the final one might begin SON. FK TikTok followed us. Thank you. Gooey chocolate in recipes. Jessica says Saturdays hurt my brain. Yeah, you're not alone, Jessica. But they hurt so good, don't they? I think once a week, a little brain abuse. It just, especially when we're all going through it together, we're all in the trenches. It feels like. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of guesses for this. Gooey chocolate and recipes. Melt, chip, like chocolate chips. Maybe we need some downs. So I'm just not sure. Yeah, Jeff says skip. Let's try this. Heron habitat. Oh, Barbara says nibs, which also makes sense. Heron habitat. Yeah, I think Lucinda and Clark and Amy and T. Pendleton and I'm That Boy and Diana and Gary and Artist Soul on YouTube all agreeing on wetland. And Farmer X Funk and Sir Oblivion. These are great usernames. Heron habitat. Yeah, wetland is looking good. And Amy says someone said lava, which I like. Gooey chocolate and recipes. We're talking lava cake now? Wow. Red Carpet Kafka followed us. Thank you. Kimmy and Michelle like wetland. I do too. I also like lava for gooey chocolate. All right. Entrance for usurpation. Tess says lava cake is so good. I know. It's so indulgent, you know? Entrance for usurpation. Yeah, Blake was quick on this one. Kate Paul agreeing. Lucy on YouTube agreeing. Invasion. Entrance for usurpation. Yeah, I guess to usurp is to take something by force, especially something like a throne. So I think that works. Hairspray remake star. Aha. Anyone? We have 4 letters in place. Do you remember who stars in the remake of Hairspray? Yeah. You do indeed. Red Carpet Kafka. I think our newest follower got this one, and Efon got it. John Travolta. Yeah, Miel and Diana Navarrete and Artist Soul. And we got Chad Anthony. HD is saying Travis Scott. No, Travis Scott did not star in Hairspray, but John Travolta did. Oh, wow. We didn't even need the theme for this. Look at these letters. ASO. 54 across. ASO, which is exactly what we would predict from the theme. ASO. So we are actually onto something here. All the themers begin within the letters in reason. It's an interesting idea. Lucy says he was brilliant in Hairspray. Yeah. Perfectly per prescription. Perfectly per prescription. Wow, that's kind of tongue twister-esque. AJ said just plug in the sun. Yeah, we really should. We expect SON to begin 58 across. We might as well put it in now. Swami Jim is back. And I'm That Boy says astounded, but I don't think that's quite going to work. I think what Gary and Jim and Warthog are saying, and Lucy are all saying as ordered. Yeah, I guess if it came as ordered, it's perfectly as prescribed. Oh, that was autocorrect. I got you. Okay. Nice. Where Starry Night was painted. Good little trivia. Edda Phil is on YouTube, also getting as ordered. Excellent. Okay. We're in really good shape here. We've got one more themer to come. I think this puzzle has put up kind of just the right amount of resistance. The first corner was pretty tricky, but after that, it's been smooth. We've got Warthog and Blake. Amy Gal says, didn't know this. I love when a crossword teaches people things. Yeah, Starry Night painted in Arles, in France. I think Van Gogh spent time there in general. Tots cool dessert flavor. Interesting. People sharing their Wordle records today. Anyone playing Pips, the new logic game? Blake and Red Carpet Kafka and Miel and Adam all saying Nilla. T. Pendleton agrees. Yeah, kind of a strange clue and answer. I guess we're talking cool dessert. I'm thinking ice cream, and maybe a tot would call vanilla Nilla. I think that's the idea. Surprising not to just clue this in terms of Nilla wafers. But yeah, Artist Soul got it. Barbara on Facebook got it. I'm happy with it. All right, only 2 cells left in this section. Heaps affection atop the cow milk ilk rhymer. Oof. And bit of basil. Bit of basil. Okay. Got a few things to work on. Blake says Pips just doesn't do it for me. I prefer word games. That makes sense. Yeah, that's what we're all about here. We love our word games. Yeah, I'm that boy, and Diana and Jeff are saying dash. A bit of basil would just be a dash of basil. Gavin Shores likes it. And Dad Not Dude pointing out that means Ogden Nash, I guess, is the poet of who wrote The Cow. And then to heap affection on is to dote. Miel says, oh, I like Pips too, though. I do too. I like word and logic puzzles. I think Pips is great. Bit of basil. Yeah, everything's working out. So 43 across, here we come. Command from Grandma. Command from Grandma. Scav says, I start with Pips on hard, so it only gets easier. That's an interesting psychological game you're playing with yourself. Joluha's back. Hello to you. And Jennifer Lower just followed us. Miniest Mini on YouTube, excited to say eat. I love this clue. There's something so homey about it. Grandma commanding you, eat. It's really sweet. And Mala just followed us. Thanks, Mala. Okay, ancestry. What are we looking at here? I guess we have almost all of it in place. Yeah, Gary says lineage. D agrees. Yep, a bunch of people in chat liking lineage. Means ancestry. I'm happy with that. Instigates. Instigates. Okay. Blake's saying started, but remember, there has to be agreement in the tense. Started is past tense and instigates is present tense. So that's not going to work. People saying start up, which I think works well, except, does anyone see the glaring problem with start up? Startup definitely fits with the clue, but it can't work with our theme. If we understand this theme at all, then this has to be an S, right? We expect this 58 across to start S-O-N, so I think stirs up. Lucinda says stirs up is nice. I agree. Stirs up. It also means instigates, and we get our S where we need it. Let's check out 58 across and confirm this. Shakespeare or Wordsworth? Ah. Can we make this work with S-O-N? Minius Mini asking, what's the theme? The theme is within reason. So all of our long acrosses begin with the letters within reason. So readiness begins with the first 3 letters of reason. Easement starts with the next 3 letters of reason. And then as ordered, the next 3 letters of reason, ASO. And finally, we're expecting SON to start this last themer. It's hard to describe that concisely, but I hope that made sense. Yeah, and Amy Gal and Lucy are saying sonneteer, which I guess Shakespeare and Wordsworth are definitely sonneteers. They write sonnets. Lucinda's quite the word. Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. Quite the word. AJ's like, I'll let the smarties take it with sonneteers. Joluha says this theme is like 4D chess. Yeah, it's very true. There's something out there about it. It's enjoyable though. Dragon is back on YouTube. Hello to you. Okay, and King Pazzo Criminale also got sonneteer. All right, so we're reasonably happy. Tess says, love those little weird suffixes. Yeah, like EER. You don't use this very much in your daily life. Only in crosswords. All right, great. Crystalline Rock. Darren Brim is in chat saying geode. I like that answer a lot. A geode is one of those things that if you break it open, it has all those beautiful, colorful crystals in it. Jessica giving me some rock emojis. Okay. 9 Oscar musical of the 50s. Wow, 9 Oscars. Drink Fake Coke is back. Magpie. And we're talking Gigi. I've not seen this. 9 Oscars is impressive. And we neglected 44 Across, so let's try that. Hubbub. Okay. Hubbub, and that's crossing Strong Denial. Amy says the name of one of my cats. Really? Gigi is one of your cats? That's a great name. Okay, what do we like in here? Dragon says, I'm from Shakespeare country. So this one was made for you, Dragon. And Minius Mini and Lucy on YouTube and Rand on TikTok are all saying din. Yeah, hubbub. A din is just loud noise, hubbub. So I think that works. And then Kate Paul and Larry and Simon saying, I did not. Strong denial. I did not. Yeah, Larry even punctuating it with the periods, which I think is in the spirit of the clue. Excellent. 61, Ramen Cousin, and that's near guy often cited with. Okay, I was wondering, is this sake, like the rice wine, or is it sake? I think it is sake. It's just a weird phrasing. Guy often cited with sake. Yeah, Minius Mini on YouTube is getting udon for Ramen Cousin, which I like. And Josie 2020 is saying Pete's sake. Yeah, Pete. Guy often cited with sake. And what was 59? GPS reading. Yeah, north-northeast. So I guess any directional abbreviation could have worked for this. For those of us who use GPS instead of maps. Lily, thanks for the heart. All right, last section of the puzzle. I think let's make it count. I want that confetti today. I think we've earned it. Certain Sultan subject. Certain Sultan subject. Just because, like, poor Pete. Felix says directional answers kind of annoy me. Yeah, I think a lot of people have their personal pet peeves when it comes to crossword entries. I think Tess earlier was saying that the Roman numerals annoy her. As someone who makes crosswords as part of my profession, I can say it's just tough to fill the grid with all very legitimate words. So you sort of need little crutches here and there just to make the rest of the grid breathe. Darren Brim is saying Omani, which I think is a good guess. Oh, Oman is ruled by a sultan. So I think an Omani would be a subject of a sultan, I guess. Jaluha says, wait, you make this crossword? I do not make the Arkadium crosswords. No, I just solve the Arkadium crosswords live on stream. I make crosswords for a newsletter called Morning Brew. But the ones we do here are all from Arkadium.com. Stan Newman made this crossword that we're solving. Major Apple processor. This is a clever clue. I mean, it sounds like we're talking computers here because of the word processor. But Apple is not capitalized. That matters. So we're actually, I think, not talking Apple products. Tessa Stan is getting a bit freaky today. That's funny. Stan makes so many crosswords that he's got to spice it up from time to time, you know? I like this theme. Yeah, I like what Diana and Simon and Barbara on Facebook and Artist Soul and Vedart on YouTube and Darren Brim are all saying Mott's. Mott's is like an apple juice brand. So they're a major processor of apples, literally the fruits. I think that's a great clue. Magpie got Mott's. Walk dinner request. Felix says it isn't as bad as the New York Times with oh no, Eno, Obo, Oreo, Oho, etc. way too often. Yeah, unfortunately, some of that stuff is just a fact of crosswords. And the job of a constructor is to sort of minimize that stuff as much as possible and maximize interesting fill, but there are always trade-offs. Walk dinner request. Okay. Tess says, I love a Stan Newman puzzle. Me too. That makes two of us, Tess. Dad Not Dude and Jeff Marshall and Amy Gal are all saying MSG. Yeah, Artist Soul agrees. Lucy and Jilly are also saying no oil, which I suppose could be true. Might be hard to cook something in a wok without oil. Let's stick with no MSG for now and see what it does for us. Vedart is signing off. See you soon, Vedart. Thanks for stopping by. Drink Bake Coke says, what kind of monster doesn't want MSG? I fully agree with you. Amy Gal, yeah, I agree with Amy too. MSG makes it delicious, though. Okay. Yeah, I'm that boy says that food is going to stick right to the wok if you don't use oil. Totally. Okay, litter critter. I'm very partial to a rhyming clue. Ooh, except we got a lot of options here. Cat, pup. Diana says bug. Are bugs born in litters? Oh, or literally a bug would be in your litter, like how roaches are under your trash or something. Ah, all right. We need downs then. Mechanical eye. Mechanical eye. What do we think? Yeah, I think Kate Paul was fast on this one. Drink Fake Coke, I'm that boy. F1 Gil, Magpie, all saying camera. Belladonna is here saying camera. I like this. Yeah. It's pretty literally what it is, right? Let's check 46 down. Tucked away. Tucked away. Cecilia is here saying hi. Hello. Do you like crosswords? That's what we're all about here. And A. Batare is back on YouTube saying camera. What do we like for tucked away? Blake and Lucinda and Felix and I'm that boy all saying, and Minius Mini all saying unseen. I think that works nicely. If you're tucked away, you're unseen. And so it wasn't cat or pup or bug. Maybe it was cub. Litter critter is a cub. All right, we are almost there. 2 cells left. Kite catcher, perhaps. Brownish yellow. Ooh. And Cornell team. Okay, this is our moment. Can we fill this in? Yeah, I think people are starting to get these. Excellent. Josie 2020, Rand and Gary. Yeah, tree, kite catcher. That's such a sad image. You do not want your kite tangled in a tree. And Methods is saying, yeah, Big Red is the Cornell team. And brownish yellow, very difficult clue for sand, but I guess sand colored would be brownish yellow. So, can I get a drum roll? Tess and Blake are giving me the drum roll. I'm going to put a D in here and a hope that we get the confetti. And I'm That Boy just followed us. Thank you so much. Let's plop in this D and see what happens. Yes, excellent. Well done, everybody. That was super fun. I like this out there theme, not too extreme. It was very within reason. I think it was unusual, and I enjoyed uncovering it with you all. Thank you so much for playing. A couple announcements: we stream every single day, so if you follow us, it'll be a great way to keep in touch with the channel. And every day at noon Eastern time. So join us again tomorrow for a new crossword. May has a special guest coming on Friday, so keep your eye out for that. That'll be great. And check out Arkadium.com for awesome crosswords like this. I especially recommend the LA Times. It's Arkadium's latest crossword line of crosswords there. They're super high quality, so you can go there right now and solve a new crossword at the LA Times crossword game at Arkadium.com. See you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. And Blake said, do we find out who the Friday guest is? I'm not allowed to give any clues. That's you got to ask May that one. And Magpie just followed us. Thank you so much. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. I'm signing off.